What's up, everybody out there? The Perseverance landed successfully on Mars, and with that space-age technology comes to the common man with the ability to deepfake your ugly face onto an assortment of pop culture meme videos. All that and more after the intro. I'm not going to even include that in there. I'm just going to go straight to the fucking intro. Thank you guys so much for sticking around through that intro. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Also like this video, comment down in the comment section. Seriously, subscribe, comment in the comment section. It really doesn't take any energy. It's just clicking a button. It's not going to change your life at all, but it could change ours because once we get to that 50 subscriber count, we're actually going to release a special video on how we make coffee. How's everybody doing today? Oh, wait, Chaz, you did not remind me to say share our videos. Please share our videos.
Share.
How's everybody doing today?
Well, I mean, yeah, we could be. I just got another notification. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, I'm alive. I'm here. It's another day. So that's nice. We're here with you guys. Technology's working. The power's on for now.
That's
but
good.
Here in North Carolina, it's like I'm here on the coastal plain and, it's raining. It's been raining for days. We had like one day of sunshine in the past week. It's like 5 degrees above freezing. So it's just cold and rainy. I'm getting flash flood warnings all over the freaking place. My Alexa's yelling at me. My freaking Android alerts are yelling at me. I mean, I don't know how other people are handling it, but I feel like I'm just barely hanging on right now.
Sounds like you need a wham burger with some French fries. Hold my beer.
Bro, what about you, Chaz?
Dude, Texas is hell right now.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah? What's going on in Texas?
I got home Friday night, prepping for things because at the time they weren't sure if this storm was going to hit, Saturday. They just kept pushing it back and pushing it back.
We didn't even know if we were going to be able to record last week's episode because of this.
Yeah. But legit, dude, it's horrible. We got no water, no power, no food. Like all the grocery stores around here, they're completely bare. You can't drive on the roads because,
so you can't even escape,
dude. Seriously, where I live, we average 3 inches of snow a year. We got 15 on Sunday.
And so you're from Florida, so you don't know how to drive on it anyway.
Yeah. Speaking of Florida,
nobody else does either.
If you guys if you guys think that that's bad, you have no idea. It is about little past halfway through February, and it was 80 degrees today. Sucks. Just sucks.
What? So what? You have like a hurricane coming in, or
no? It's actually going to be nice for the next few days. We're going to be like high of 70, low of low 60s, something like that. So pretty bearable.
So the worst thing you've got going on is if you stay out in the sun too much, you might get sunburned.
No, he's got a hangnail.
Yeah, not even that so much because it's been kind of overcast mostly. So don't really have to worry about that either.
I hate you, Chris.
I hate
you. Yeah, I do hate Florida though, because it is halfway through February and it's already up in the 80s. We did not have a winter again, so nice. But yeah, Chaz, man.
And now everybody else in America that's slogging through the snow hates you too. So
I would actually prefer right now to be in the cold because I didn't get to do my annual vacation. We usually go somewhere during the winter so that we do get to have a little bit of snow experience and get that winter. I feel like humankind needs to experience winter every now and then, or your DNA just starts to degrade and you die from the inside out. But I wouldn't want to have to shovel snow every single year for months on end.
Oh, no. Yeah. That can just kiss my ass.
Yeah. But Chaz, dude, you actually did, to anybody that follows us on Instagram out there, if you don't, go check us out. Find us. It's at the Omega Dudes, Facebook as well. I was like, Chaz, you're living in an area where like calamity is just going on. I mean, you got mayors resigning because they're losing their minds and just like rage tweeting. And like, you should just be posting some live videos about what's going on. Chaz is like, I'll figure something out. And then I see he posts something. It's like an investigative reporter out there. Like he does this whole little expose on what's good. It was good. It was making me laugh. So go check that out on our Instagram. But yeah, you have some firsthand experience with all this craziness,
bro. Like I said, go ahead.
No. You first.
This is like I was saying, man. It's like where I live, we only get 3 inches of snow a year. You know, so when we got 15. Right. Nobody was ready for it.
Yeah,
there's one snowplow in the entirety of the 15 surrounding counties. You know what I mean? There's one,
and they don't keep stock, or they don't keep a stock of salt on hand and stuff. I'm sure.
Well, no, actually they do. They do treat the roads and all that.
Well, that's good,
but it doesn't do anything for 15 inches of snow.
Yeah, right.
And worse than
that,
if
it gets certain cold, it doesn't matter.
It was 0 was the high Monday. I think.
Right.
The wind chill was negative 20.
Yeah.
Dude, we lost power. What was worse is we lost water.
I mean,
thankfully it's like where I'm at, it's like I only lost cold water in my kitchen. I still had hot water, which was weird. And the rest of my house had water. It was just.
Yeah, that's kind of strange. Maybe a pipe might have frozen or something like that. But so let me ask you this really quick, because one thing I did read about, I don't know if it was power so much or just resource, but they said that natural gas lines had frozen in some instances. And now, are you on gas out there or electric? You're on electric.
No, we're on electric. But
okay. So when you don't have water,
56% of the state's power comes from natural gas.
Right. So, but you and the people with the natural gas, I just want to touch on the water situation really quick. If you can't just take snow and boil it to drink to make it potable, right? Because you don't have a way of boiling it. Correct?
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's how serious it is. Like you can either get bottled water because, you can use snow like your boss. Tell a story about your boss and what he was using the snow for.
My boss is like, he had no water where he lives. I'm talking to him. It's just like, dude, if I've got water, if you want to come get a shower or whatever, I will. He's like, yeah, right now I've got snow thawing out in 5-gallon buckets so I can use the shitter.
Yeah.
Like, damn, bro.
And that's
good idea. Damn.
That's just it. Like you could use the melted snow for that, but as far as consuming, there's bacteria and stuff in that. It could be dangerous. So you really shouldn't do that. And if you have no way of treating it, then iodine, I guess. I don't even know.
Well, how many people have iodine in the
exactly. I mean, iodized salt, but that kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like,
don't do that.
I was fairly prepared for it, because I made sure we had food for like 2 weeks because I wasn't sure what was going on, how long it was going to last, but the other night, it's like, I'm literally in the middle of cooking dinner. Our power goes out.
Right.
It's like I've got kids screaming at me, because they're all hungry, and the wife's like, "Oh my God, what are we gonna do?" Well, all right, out come the hot dogs. Pulled the grill out, sitting in my garage. Opened the door, for the fumes and stuff. Grilling hot dogs for everybody. Everybody was happy as could be. As soon as I finished, we got the power back. Like, really?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, but that's all right though. It forced you to have a nice little family cookout in 0-degree weather, and
it's times like this that really try people. It's times and situations like this that really try people and really help people to kind of take a step back and appreciate what they have when they don't have it for a few minutes or a few days. Like when I was,
people take a lot for granted.
Oh, for sure. And absolutely. Like, I think back when we were having some of the conversations about what was going on in Texas, I was thinking about when I went on a service trip to Haiti, like 3 years ago. And we were at the top of a hill with a river at the bottom of it, and it was like a mile like a 45% downgrade on this trail that you had to walk to get to the river, and that's where they got all their water from. It was a village out in the bush, hours away from the airport, hours away from Port-au-Prince, which is the only real city in Haiti, and no running water, no electricity. We were there for 2 weeks. We took sponge baths I took a sponge bath out of like a Nalgene bottle every night. And like, or you could go down and bathe in the river, but then you've got a 1 mile hike up you know what I mean? And I started thinking about that. I'm like, guys, you know, I mean, you don't need that much to make it work, especially when it's just short term. But yeah, Godspeed, Chaz. I hope that everything's good with you and your little area and your family and stuff.
Yeah, I'm good. The biggest
hope you got matches.
Yeah, the biggest issue that we had, the most troubling thing that I heard was in town. Obviously, we lost water. Half the town lost all their water treatment plants, and like 3/4 of the city was without water. Well, a house caught on fire, and firemen went out there, and they had to watch the house burn to the ground because they had no water to put it out.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Throw snowballs at it?
You know, it's just, you can't even all that. They just, you know, made sure everybody was out, made sure everybody was safe, but legitimately just, there's nothing they could do. Like, I couldn't imagine that.
Right.
You know, being either
imagine how they feel too.
Because that's one they're going to remember for the rest of their lives. Or two, the homeowner, you know, knowing that there are people here to help you, but they can't do anything.
Yeah.
You know, because some, you know, rich scumbag decided to cut some corners.
So, okay, yeah, let's talk about that just for a second. But I've heard a lot of things about green energy and people blaming that and saying, like, citing this as proof that you know, it's not able to sustain a large population just because of these problems that you've been having. And is that because it seems to me like it's not necessarily the truth? Like, there's some other things involved, but what's going on with that?
Long story short, it's all horse shit. I mean, I don't know how much you guys know about this, but the United States has 3 different power grids. One for the East Coast, one for the West Coast, and Texas, because, well, we're fucking Texas.
Of course.
Yeah. And, well, Texas, in Texas, it's an independent conglomerate overseen by a company called ERCOT.
Okay.
It stands for Electric Reliability Council of Texas. They report to the Texas legislature. Their job is to oversee the distribution and basically the production of the electricity throughout the state. You know, who gets what, where they sell it, how they sell it, etc. You know, prevents monopolies and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They had a meeting couple days before all this happened. Oh yeah, everything's winterized, everything's good to go. Okay. Well, why did everything freeze up? Because essentially that's what happened. All the lines for the natural gas started to freeze over, condensation in the lines, it froze. It just kept getting narrower and narrower until, hey, they had to shut the plant down to prevent an issue. Right. You got coal power plants and the nuclear power plants. Well, they need water to cool the plants. Well, if the water pipes are frozen, they shut down.
Oh, and not just that, but if it's coal and everything, they're using water for that's how they get the energy anyways from steam. So yeah.
And then they had the windmills. Like, we've got a massive windmill farm. You can actually see them on the mountain out in front of my house. You know, they're everywhere. Yeah.
They're moving now.
Not at the moment. Yeah, not at the moment, but they're huge. They baffled me since I moved here. But I mean, that represents. I wrote it down. That's 24% of the state's electric grid.
Just the wind itself. Wow.
Wind and solar. Wind and solar represents 24%. 56 is natural gas, 19 coal, and 9% nuclear.
Sounds to me like that's the problem, is that over 50% is natural gas, and they have a bunch of natural gas lines that are freezing. And I read because they were actually, and I don't know if it was this ERCOT organization, but they were warned to like go through and insulate their natural gas lines because
it gets better.
Hey, it could freeze, and they're like, "Yeah, it's Texas," and it froze.
It gets better because I haven't lived here but a couple years. Did some digging. I thought the same thing happened 10 years ago.
What?
Same thing. Yeah, happened 10 years ago. The Federal Electric Commission or whatever, Federal Electric Regulatory Commission came out. They filed a 300-page report. I actually have it on my computer because I was going through it because I was baffled. The same thing happened. They've done nothing.
Wow.
Nothing.
What are the chances it's going to happen again, guys?
Yeah, they gave them a 300-page report of things that they needed to do to winterize and be better prepared for the elements and the things that are, so this type of thing didn't happen again. Nothing was done.
Wow. And that doesn't surprise me, though. I mean, we shouldn't be surprised.
Do you think anyone's going to get in trouble for that, guys? Do you think anyone's going to get in trouble over
yes.
this?
I think people are going to be politically crucified. ERCOT, it's a nonprofit organization. There's 15 people on the council, the governing council of this company, the nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
1/3 of them, 5 of them, live out of state. How can you oversee something if you live out of state? Okay, well, whatever. Except those 5 are the 5 highest ranking officials on the council: chair, the vice chair, etc. The chair lives in Michigan, the vice chair lives in California. Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Sounds like
let's dig a little deep. Oh, this guy makes $800,000 a year.
Yeah, there it is. And there it is.
Yep.
What do you mean there's no money to go through and do this stuff? Really? You're fired, bro.
Do they have any, have they given you any estimates as to when these power and everything, these services might be back online, or are they just kind of like, Oreo?
A lot of them came back on tonight.
Oh.
Later half of the day. My phone just started blowing up with notice, 2 million more have power. This
is after what, 4 or 5 days, right?
Yeah. Went down Sunday.
Ridiculous.
I saw something like over 100 people have died in Texas. That's like
it was related,
connected to this.
Well, dude, there were people sleeping in their cars, but
for heat.
Unfortunately, said people left them in their garage with the doors closed. So that's by association.
You're kidding me.
No, seriously.
That's
Same
terrible.
deal. Turn on their stove for heat. They got gas, but they don't have power. How? I don't know. But that's what happened, and they died.
And that happened to, well, I could be wrong. I need to ask my mother about this, but I think it happened to one of her friends or a cousin or something like that, but was driving on a road trip or something. It was cold. He decided to sleep in his car and he didn't crack the windows. And I guess there was like a leak or something and killed him. But to everybody who doesn't know that, your car produces carbon monoxide and it is very dangerous. Bad. You won't even know that you got carbon monoxide poisoning until you're starting to just fade out and go to sleep. And by that point, too late. So don't do that,
you
please.
It's odorless. That's why when you smell like carbon monoxide or like gas leaks in your house, they actually put in an odor, a metallic odor, so that you can smell it and detect
like sulfur or whatever.
Two things on that I want to add before we get.
Go ahead.
First, that's actually how Weird Al's parents died.
Oh,
from gas from their stove. He was actually doing a concert in Sarasota that night.
Wow.
And he's from Indiana, and his folks had a gas leak went in their house. They both died in their chairs.
That's horrible.
And he found out right before he went on to do his show.
Oh, that's horrible.
Cancel his show. He actually went on and did it. So, I mean, that was horrible.
Yeah, I couldn't even process it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Second, I haven't been able to work all week, so I've had a lot of time to scour the internet and read all kinds of stuff. There was a case in, I want to say it was San Antonio, where an autistic kid, he had I want to say cerebral palsy or spina bifida. He had spina bifida in a wheelchair, and It's 2 a.m. Everyone's in bed, and he heard that alarm, the carbon monoxide alarm, go off.
Oh, yeah.
House. Well, he was 6, 7. He can't get and put himself in his wheelchair and all that stuff to ground. The kid crawled out of bed, crawled down the hall, and got his parents out of bed so that they could, and then they all got out of the house.
I read that story. Good on that kid. Young as, young as heck, and awesome. Hero, definitely. That just shows you, I mean, you can overcome some pretty great obstacles if you need to. If a 7-year-old kid that can't even use his legs and is in a wheelchair can crawl upstairs, drag himself to save his family, that's good on you, awesome. Kid, for sure.
That was awesome.
Yep.
That is a great story. And I mean, we got really, Chaz, it was starting to get really depressing there. And you brought up the Spina Bifida kid and a carbon monoxide alarm going off. And I was like, dude, don't do it. Don't go. I thought you were going to a really dark place. So I'm glad that happened, not just so that kid like saved his family and he's a total freaking hero now, but it also gave us a chance to get things to end on a positive note with this discussion.
That's what I mean. It's like it was all doom and gloom, and it's like, it may be like that, but what you don't see and what you don't hear about is we don't have any snow plows out here, but there are farms everywhere, and all of these guys you see people showing up at churches with generators for people so that they keep warm. They see them coming out with their tractors to clean the roads off just because, just trying to help out. It's you don't hear about that stuff. You don't see that stuff. It's not the government helping everybody. It's the people stepping up to help people.
Yeah, that's good.
It's the South. Right. It's Texas. There's a culture, you're definitely going to start seeing the culture of kinship and people helping out their fellow man.
Yep. Well, speaking of helping out your fellow man and possibly providing a reprieve, or at least the first stepping stone for if we end up trashing this planet on which we live, the Perseverance
style.
Yeah, the Perseverance rover, Mars rover, landed successfully today. Which, let's give a round of applause here, because that is quite
off the NASA.
Quite a feat. Chaz and I were actually going back and forth on Discord while we were watching that live, which really isn't live. It's like a instant replay, but not really at the same time, because there's a 12-minute delay because of the universal constant speed of light from Mars to Earth in our current orbits. But it's kind of funny because they're going through what was happening with this, the whole landing sequence. They call it the 7 minutes of terror, because everything has to happen perfectly. And actually, you know what? Let me start sharing my screen right now just to show, because I have a picture that kind of explains some of this.
Yeah, and for those that are still clueless at the end of this, if you go to our Facebook page, we did post a video link up there of exactly what happened and what transpired through this whole thing. It's actually really cool.
Wait,
so
hold on. These people in the lab coats, they don't even have helmets on. This isn't Mars.
Well, they
don't have gloves.
This, I think, was an artist's rendering of what it could be like sometime in the future. But we'll get back to this picture.
They're not even 6 feet apart.
So
they're not wearing masks.
So check this out. It's actually kind of zoomed in. I couldn't find the bigger picture that I'd seen before, but what you'll see is these oval shapes here, and the rovers, the little pods that are carrying them, they're going really fast, like something like 12,000 kilometers an hour or something like that. And when they're entering into the atmosphere, they're slowing down. And that's why they call this the 7 minutes of terror, because everything has to happen really precisely. It has to go off without a hitch and without anyone being able to step in and control. It's all automated because there's a 12-minute delay in being able to even send commands. So if you look, this right here in the middle, this dark one, bold kind of outline, is the Perseverance landing area of uncertainty. So that's the area that they were aiming for, and it could land somewhere in there, which is pretty impressive considering Curiosity, just what was that, like 8 years ago? I can't remember, 8 years ago, something like that. Is this much bigger, like more than double the area? And then you go to Phoenix Insight, which is huge. The Mars Pathfinder thing with what was it? two little rovers that they have. They'll come to me later, but just how much better we're getting at throwing this speeding dart at a planet that's orbiting around the sun and just sticking a landing. It's pretty darn cool. Pretty cool. Yeah. So let's jump back to this picture really quick. This is another thing that's really cool about this whole Perseverance thing. So you can see these are some of the rovers that we've sent before. You have the Sojourner down here. This is like one of the first ones, really small, because weight and everything back then it's a lot easier to lift something, send it, and land it safely. And then over here you have that's Spirit. It's either Spirit or the twin. That's the two that I was just talking about earlier. It's Spirit and I can't remember the twin's name, but it's one of those guys. You guys out there probably recognize that. It's a pretty recognizable little Mars rover. And then over here is Curiosity, which is kind of like a twin to the Perseverance. Look how big this thing is. It's like the size of a truck.
Huge. And it's like they're riding that back to the lab.
Yeah.
After they're done with that photo shoot.
Yeah. It's gigantic and it weighs like 1,000 kilograms or something like that. I think it's really heavy as well. So for them to be able to land this thing, so I don't know if anybody out there has seen the little animation. They enter the atmosphere in the pod, they drop the heat shield, they launch a supersonic parachute to try and slow it down. And then it's got this little like Ninja Turtle backpack thing. It looks like a hero in a half shell on the back. Yep. And it's got these rockets. And this little turtle shell rocket backpack slows it down and then starts to drop it on cables. And as soon as it feels slack in the cables, it lets it go because that means it's touched down. And then that thing just goes blasting to Kingdom Come somewhere far away so it doesn't like screw with it anymore. But the fact that it uses this little rocket parachute and safely sets this truck-size lander down on the surface of Mars in an area that is so darn precise, that's just a testament to where we are right now. It's really cool.
The hero and a half shell thing, wasn't that thing? Isn't it like just flying around the immediate area right now, doing cartography and stuff, like mapping out the area, much better than they could from the satellite images and stuff. The pictures that they got. I don't believe so. I think that thing's only purpose is just for landing.
As far as I know, and I could be wrong because I'm not an expert with this stuff, but with the Perseverance, they have the rover itself, and then they have the Ingenuity, which is a little propeller drone thing, and it's going to be the first flying flight on another planet, basically. And what's cool is that,
and that's what I'm talking about. That's the cartography.
That's what I knew it had one. That's what they're testing out. One of the things they're testing out with this, we'll talk about a couple of the others in a second, but it's really cool because drone technology now, we all know the DJI drones and all those things. Like you can get 20 to 30 minutes of flight time pretty easy on those things. Well, Mars's gravity is a lot less than Earth's is. It's like a third or something like that. So this thing's going to be able to fly for a lot longer. So we can take advantage of that. And if this works out the way they want it to, with being able to, like you said, cartography, looking for areas of interest for the Perseverance to go, that's how they're planning to help manned missions, by having drones that can lift things or scout or do whatever. Just have an army of drones because it can stay in the sky 3 times or so as long. Now, so Perseverance landed. And the first picture was sent back, and we've seen this type of thing before, but it was a little bit different this time because we
have made contact, folks.
Could not believe my eyes.
And it's a crotchety old communist.
with what does he have? It's like mittens, it looks like.
I thought Mars was hot.
And the weirdest thing is that Perseverance went looking for life, and what are the chances that right where it landed,
it wouldn't find it?
Yeah. This is
Providence.
When this popped up on those screens in the headquarters for this mission, I was blown away. I was honestly blown away.
Wow. That is a very, very good mask that he's wearing as well.
Yeah, it's a little off center, but A for effort. I will say that.
Yeah.
He's keeping in his personal bubble. That's admirable.
Well done. Well
Unlike
done,
the
Bert.
scientist, he's practicing social distance.
All right,
he's practicing like planetary distancing.
all jokes aside, this was the first picture. Obviously, that was just a meme. A little bit of a light humor injection there, but this was the first picture that sent back. Nothing special. Just really testing to make sure things are functioning correctly, because Perseverance has more cameras than any other rover that's been on Mars. And to everybody that doesn't know what this is doing, it has the express goal of trying to find life, evidence of past life on Mars, microbial life. So it landed, I'll go back to this little picture here to where it landed. This is a giant lake bed. The Curiosity confirmed actually that this was a lake bed that the water's long since evaporated from. Most likely some might be subsurface or ice or something, but as you can see, it's mostly dry. Well, the leading theory for how life started on Earth is obviously in the water. So scientists, they think, well, if it started on Mars, then there's probably a good chance that it started in water. So let's land this thing here. And what it's going to do is it has a hollow drill to take core samples. So it's going to drill in, I'm guessing like 8 inches or so. It's not gigantic. Take these little samples of these areas of interest, leave them in these little like capsules and basically just poop them out and just keep going. And then another mission later is going to come and retrieve them, bring them back to Earth for analysis. But also it can analyze soil and stuff like that. It has all these little tools for like processing, grinding, shooting lasers at it, all that type of stuff too. So if life ever did exist on Mars, then there is a chance that we might confirm that. Kind of cool, so we'll see. It's
so NASA's idea of investigating for life on another planet is to probe it with a solid 8 inches and then shit out what happens.
Exactly. And really that's isn't that where all life essentially is, originates from? Solid 8 inches probing something and
that's what she said.
Refaced.
Yeah.
Refaced is a wonderful app.
Hold on, go back to the first picture
with the guys.
Scientists. Yeah.
Oh, we'll get to Refaced in a second. That's coming. Yeah. Believe you me.
What cracked me up with this is the bottom Mars rover, the bottom one there.
The little sojourner.
Wasn't that the third one? Because the first one they calculated wrong and it drilled it completely into the surface of the planet.
That happens, on occasion, but we don't like to talk about that so much. Okay. So no, I mean that it does happen because these calculations are incredibly precise, and you got to understand everybody out there that maybe might not know as much about this. The technology that we have now, where we can have cameras that are facing the ground as these probes are coming in for a landing and can scan the ground in real time and have algorithms to match them up to surface data that's already been programmed in and coordinate itself. Well, we just didn't have that years ago.
Well, they also programmed it in inches instead of metric.
Oh, well, yeah.
So
anyway, that's so we can be proprietary. Like you want to get to Mars, you gots to go through the US.
Yeah. Could you imagine? That was every time this happens, I always kind of get like on the edge of my seat because I love finding, learning things from space. Space is one of my favorite things out there. There's so much possibility, and I think that's so cool. But what if something had gone wrong and this thing we were watching it and there's the guy, I don't know who he was. I'm not familiar with every person in the HQ, but every time one of the different what do they call it? Dude. Yeah, one of the different phases of the landing would happen. Stages, that's what I was looking for. One of the different stages, like the heat shield dropping or the parachute deploying, you would hear him in the background every time go, yes, because he's so like uptight and he sees that data come up and he knows that that's one more thing that was successful and he's that much closer to being a successful landing. What if it had just exploded? Yeah. How bad would that suck?
Or if it got like everything went great everything. I mean, touchdown. We've got it's moving. The camera is up, and then all of a sudden, everything's good, 100% done. Sweet, everybody's super excited, and then all of a sudden, it just explodes into a ball of fire,
or it just is like blue screen of death. or they just get a message even worse that says cannot connect to your accessory or something, and it's like, oh,
did you try plugging it in?
Yeah, oh.
Turn it off and turn it back on again.
I always thought that like one of these, especially when it was that small rover, it'd be fun if it's, it's got the camera going and, you see it bumping along the rough Mars terrain. And Chris, can you see us? Are we back on the video?
Are you talking about me? Yeah.
I'm still seeing your screen.
That's just me sharing my screen. You guys can only see that. Gotcha. Everybody can see you guys. So don't worry about that.
Oh man. So you guys saw me picking my nose?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. I wish I would have known that.
So,
I always thought it would be fun if you had like the rover, an alien just picks it up and looks in the lens.
Wouldn't that be something? Sets it back.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Anyway, it'd be a lot of fun. If you guys go back and watch, I'm sure you'd see me smirk and laughing to myself here. It's. You guys ever watch Big Bang Theory?
No, absolutely not. I do not like that show.
I absolutely have. I love it.
The little rover is what Howard uses to throw the pitch.
Oh yeah.
Baseball game.
Yeah,
that's just what I was picturing in my head the whole time.
So I got a question. I'll pause it really quick. So Perseverance, its mission is to find evidence of life, probably microbial or whatever. What would happen if it finds life? Not only finds life, but the life that it finds is the exact same microbial life that we have on Earth. The evidence wouldn't that be something?
That would be. What do you think that means? What would that mean?
Exactly. Is it because it came from asteroids or some advanced species seeding the universe, or that? I was just thinking about that the other day.
Apocalypse on one planet as they migrated to another.
Right. Yeah. Or like what Parrish just said, or we've been there before. It's just. The
Atlanteans.
That would be more mind-blowing than finding life, but finding the same life. That would be crazy. So, speaking of crazy, aliens. Chaz, you wanna give us a little rundown on what we're about to do here?
So,
hey Chris, I still can't see. I still can't see you guys.
We know.
Yeah. I'm still sharing my screen. Yeah.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Okay.
In case you guys hadn't picked up already, I'm an asshole and a nerd. So
this is true.
Yeah.
Both.
I play a lot of video games. I'm on Discord quite a lot. And one of the things that came through one of my servers I was on was this app, the face swapping app. And just thought it'd be a little fun adventure to go through and take some pictures of some selfies and see how the app work with us.
Yeah. So Chess he sent me some of these videos, and I'll admit some of them are pretty funny. So what I'm going to do is just let me get this queued up here really quick. Turn on this.
Summer break.
And bring this monitor back up here so everybody can see it. Yeah, so let me just play this.
Oh my.
Yeah, so that's Chaz, if you guys can't tell. That's Chaz. And as a member of, was that LMFAO? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go through a couple other ones here. Let's see what's this one all about here. Oh, I don't like how it keeps opening on a different monitor. Here, I'll do this.
Oh, there's another Chaz.
Ooh, it's Chaz again.
Yeah. Look at that sexy motherfucker.
Oh my. Oh my.
I just gotta say though, look how worn out this God King looks. I mean, he's got like dark circles. He looks like he is over being a God King for sure.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm all right.
Lots of hard miles on that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Lots of hard
He
miles.
worked hard to be a God King.
A lot of city miles on that God King, for sure.
Let's see what else we got here. Oh, this looks like another I'm just going to go through in order. They're probably going to meet Chaz at first because, Chaz likes to do himself first. So,
Chaz.
Let's see.
You have heard of
It's, man, you remember for a few years there when like 1 in 3 guys and 1 in 5 girls was dressed up like Jack freaking Sparrow, like for like Halloween and stuff.
Or
glad
legitimately
anymore.
And then Keith Richards played his dad in the third one, and everybody realized that Jack Sparrow was just based off of Keith Richards.
Like Keith Richards is the real Jack Sparrow.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of people like actually
up.
incorporated that style like a fashion statement too. Like they actually dressed in real life. Yeah. It's a good thing that stuff's over with. Let's see what's next here.
Oh yeah.
How hard you hit.
Except Keith Richards.
About how hard you can get
Oh
hit
my.
and keep moving
Yeah,
forward.
oh my
How much you can take and keep moving forward.
All right.
Don't wait too young.
Look at his face here though.
Pretty good.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, this is pretty cool because all you're doing is taking just a still of your face, just a selfie where you look at the camera without an expression, and that's it, isn't it, Chaz? Like there's no, because deep fake, you have to load in a lot of like basically video of whoever you're trying to deep fake onto somebody else, so like kind of both people. And it scans your face and the facial expressions from like all the different angles and different lighting. And so the more data it has, the more accurate it is. But this is literally just a picture being
Just a selfie.
pasted on.
Wow.
Not bad. Let's see what we got
It's
here.
impressive.
Shoulders down, my head up.
Oh my.
Frame
This
locked,
made me
stay on
laugh.
my toes.
Oh my.
That's disturbing.
Yeah.
Chaz has a nice backside in that, though.
My shoulders down,
Everyone's
my head
wishing
up.
someone would put Chaz in a corner now.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Nobody puts Chazzy in a corner.
Come on, Chris. I know I did at least one good one of you.
Yeah, here's one coming up now. I'll preface this with I do have Viking blood, hence the sweet beard. So check this out.
It actually is really good.
Why does Chris get the cool thing and Chaz is baby from Dirty Dancing?
Well, because my face on that one didn't look right at all. Like, wow, why did Ragnar suddenly gain 200 pounds? He discovered beer.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's great. This is pretty good.
That's just
awesome.
That's kind of weird. I don't know what to think of that one.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. Let's see. Uh-oh.
Oh my.
Ooh.
Chris, you
That's creepy.
You kind of look like Tobey Maguire.
For a second, yeah. Let's go back right there.
I mean, that's
like right
yeah.
there.
It kind of looks like Tobey Maguire with a beard.
Kind of does.
Oh man, a little bit.
So
That's
Hollywood,
kinda strange, man.
let me ask you right now, why aren't you calling? I mean, look at this.
Yeah, I feel you could at least be like a
An extra.
Spider-Man we had 3 Spider-Men ago did 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Good job.
I mean, he's still making movies. I could totally be like a backup actor
He's
for him.
Spider-Man again.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
because of the whole like multiple universe thing,
The
multiverse?
Spider-Verse.
Aha. How about that? That's weird. All right, final.
Ah, yes. My favorite.
oh my, oh my. I'm glad you didn't give Chris all the cool ones.
So,
That
okay.
is terrible.
Yeah, and I try my best to keep things clean on this channel, but right here I'm going to say this. Would you fuck me?
Yeah.
I'd fuck me.
A few more of these.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I look
Speaking of
horrible.
which,
horrible.
The new Clarice TV show, I've only seen the first episode, looks really good.
I want to check
I
it
don't know
out.
if you guys have heard about that. It's pretty good. Like really pretty good. I like it. So that's kind of a far and away from Refaced. But why didn't I get any?
So this is what I wanted to say about this. Because
hate me.
no, he tried. He legitimately tried. Like he was trying with you, and it wasn't
didn't
working. And I
believe you.
said, here's the issue. Parrish, his face sucks. Okay. And I'm not saying that, I'm not coming from like being mean. This is something that Parrish told me back in the day. He said he went and he tried to get a caricature of his face. You know, Parrish, you remember this, obviously, because it's your story. Tell the story really quick.
I tried to get, they have those artists that do caricatures of you at like, I think it was at like Busch Gardens or, yeah, I think it was like Busch Gardens. And, you sit there and stuff. And I had, this girl that I was dating, and her caricature looked great. Mine looked like someone else entirely. I was like, who is this guy? He gave me like a peanut head, and it just didn't nail it at all. It was terrible. I think he gave me like muscles in a six pack though, to like make up for it. And I was like, well, I mean, I appreciate that, but maybe you could just get it to look like me. You're right. My face does suck. Like and I don't take offense in that. You're probably the fifth person that's told me that this week.
Well, and the only reason I say that is because Chaz told me that your face didn't work on any of these videos, and I hadn't thought of you telling me that since I don't know when it was that you did tell me. I mean, 10 years ago, 50, I don't even know. But that instantly came to my mind. But there was one other detail that you left out, because when you told it back then, you asked him like, well, I mean, it doesn't really look like me. And he said, yeah, bro, sorry. Like your face is just kind of hard to make look goofy.
That's what these looks, it's a safety mechanism. You can't make this guy look goofy.
The mustache does it all on its own.
But I get from a lot of people like, hey, you look familiar. Where have I seen you before? And stuff like that. So I don't know if that plays into it, if I'm just like the perfect gray man, that, I can that I've got a somewhat familiar face, but it's hard to, I don't know.
It could be. It could definitely be. So
but I want to try this. I might have to give it some extra time and work on refacing myself.
Yeah, next week. Let's see if you can get it to work on some, because you're the one that can take the selfies. So I mean, it could be the beard too. Maybe had problem detecting or something.
Beard probably.
It's like, you don't understand, man. It's because I was even going back through old photos, like like old band photos we had from 15 years ago. Yeah, and none of those worked either.
No, that's all right.
Like at all.
That's all right. Folks, come back next week and we'll see if we can scrounge up something that makes me look like as big of an idiot as we made Chaz and Chris look tonight, because I'm feeling a little bit of FOMO.
I looked really good, and then I looked really bad. So, but speaking of really good,
your badness was proportional.
Got a couple of states that have joined the Constitutional Carry Club. Utah, what was it? Utah, Missouri.
Welcome, Utah.
Yeah,
Florida. Come on, get with it. Let's go. Just
all right,
join up.
I gotta say this
needs to happen.
First off, I didn't know this was even a thing. I just happened to read this article about.
You didn't know what was the thing?
The constitutional carry.
Oh, really?
I just got an article that popped up on my phone that said Utah abolishes or revokes concealed carry permits. I'm like, what are these communist people doing? I go through and I read it, and I'm like, oh, they abolished it. No, like legit, you don't have to be ready. Wow, I didn't expect this. And then I tell you guys, you're like, oh yeah, fuck me.
Yeah. And in fact,
why isn't Texas on that list?
Right.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Missouri just had some big stuff, big gun stuff that way too. I don't know. I think they passed it. I'm not sure if it's still up in the air or if they've passed the legislation yet, but it was basically just, they're going to place their state gun laws ahead of the national gun laws, and basically just revoke anything federal that comes down. Yeah.
Right. So, which is kind of, don't get me wrong. I agree. But it's kind of a tricky situation with that, just because like when it comes to certain investigations and getting federal help and stuff, you know, there's going to be some major loopholes and things with that. But I agree. Federal law should not be dictating what states, so long as it's constitutional, obviously within, you know, the Constitution of the United States. But it shouldn't be telling states how to run themselves. That's the whole basis of this country. So, and this isn't the first time. Wasn't it Missouri, the whole suppressor situation where they like made those to where you could just buy them, but then some guy was selling them and he got in trouble federally. There was this whole like weird case about that. I want to say it was, maybe I'm wrong, but
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, we'll bring that up again at a later date. We'll revisit that, but that's what happens.
Good.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. So I'm sorry.
That's just what happens when you have voice just. Ooh, that was terrible. I sounded like a duck.
Puberty.
Yeah,
going through puberty.
It'll do that.
It's about time. Maybe it's like reverse puberty, because like I got too much, and that's why I'm like losing hair up top, and I have too much here. So now it's starting to hopefully. But yeah, when you have state laws that conflict with federal laws, yeah, things like that can happen. Like the whole thing about carrying, but then like on federal lands, you know, things are different. Right. So you could be in a state that allows constitutional carry, but then you can't on federal land, and it's weird. But yeah, enough of that.
But, you know, good for Utah. I believe, is Utah number 18?
I'm not sure. It's something like that.
I believe it's either 17 or 18. I can't remember. I've been throwing the numbers around so much. But, you know, I was actually, when I was living in West Virginia, I was part of a group up there, a paying member of the Citizens Defense League in West Virginia. And it was one of the main advocacy groups that was pushing for constitutional carry there in that state, and we passed it. Good. Like while I was doing it. Yeah, it was awesome. So let's take a step back really quick, and just because I realized we didn't really explain this to anyone out there that might not know what constitutional carry is. So we're just assumed.
Yeah, in order to so states make their laws, whatever, right? In order to carry a concealed firearm, most states, at least before it's starting to loosen, that's what this constitutional carry thing, but most states require you to have a license to do so, a concealed carry permit. So what constitutional carry is Constitution says you have the right to bear arms. This is an infringement. The licensing is an infringement against that. So constitutional carry would be you can carry a firearm without a license. You can carry it concealed. You can open carry it, whatever you want to do. One of the criticisms of that is that, then you're going to have criminals carrying guns and you won't know who's going to have a gun or who doesn't. Well, the thing is, though, is that if you're a criminal, you're not going to follow the laws anyways, so it doesn't matter. You're going to do what you want. And people that aren't, most of them probably already have concealed carry permits if it means that much. And all constitutional carry is going to do is, one, make things really how they should be, in my opinion. But two, those people that might have been like, I want to, but it's a lot of paperwork and wait times and fees and whatever. Right. It's going to give them the ability to.
And one of the other things to think about is there's little old ladies that want to go out. There's people that are, say, infirm, that are stuck in a wheelchair, or have something, a single mom with kids, that want to feel safe when they go out, but they don't have a very high income. They don't have a way to pay for hundreds of dollars and hours of classes. I mean, when it's an 8-hour class, it costs $150, $200, and then you have to go out to a range to fire to test it, or to pass a test. And then you have to go through months of paperwork and checking back with the sheriff's office, and another $100, $200 for your permit. A lot of people don't. And so what? So only people with time and money can carry a gun now. So that's where I think it really wins, is it gives the everyman a chance to defend themselves.
I will follow that immediately up with, just because you can without having any qualification doesn't mean that you should. Please get training. please go at least take a simple concealed carry course just to give you the basics of how to do it safely.
Gun safety.
Yeah, well,
that's what it is.
It's kind of like that, but how to draw safely without shooting yourself. Just things, the importance of a holster that has a trigger cover. Just all that type of stuff. There's a lot of intricacies that you should be familiar with before you really do it, because you could hurt yourself, or somebody else could hurt themselves. Kids going through your purse or something, grandma's purse looking for a chocolate or whatever. But yeah,
very true.
I do support
or Werther's Original.
Yeah. Oh,
those will do it every time.
Yeah,
that's what grandma carries. That's what grandma carries.
That is what grandma carries.
Werther's Original with a Glock 40.
Well,
the problem solvers.
The coolest thing so far is that we have not been, I don't know if you guys saw the video last week, but we didn't even get canceled. Our video just went offline. It was crazy. Just out of nowhere, just cut us off. Yeah.
Awesome.
So I guess.
What are we going to do about
Yeah, I don't know. I guess since we haven't had that happen yet, then we're safe. So maybe I don't even have anything prepared to sign off with, because I just kind of expected it to happen again. So
just assume that it's just going to, let's just keep talking.
Watching.
Hey, what's
share,
your favorite color?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I like blue.
Okay, let's do that. So go ahead and like this video, subscribe. Please subscribe. Just click that subscribe button right now. Just really quick. Doesn't take you any time. Comment if you
share.
Yeah, comment if you really want to, share with your friends, post it on Facebook, whatever the heck, and we'll see you next time on The Omega Dudes.